Mercedes. I'm Mercedes and I'm really grateful to be able to deliver you class today virtually. So today's going to be all about gentle yoga. Just taking care, moving slow, letting our bodies move in a way that's gentle. So we'll start by closing our eyes. And we want to focus on a straight spine. Now, if you have trouble figuring out what that is in your body, I'd like to offer you this little tip. Take your index fingers and your thumbs to your ears. Imagine someone is standing behind you, pulling your ears back. Feel the crown of your head lifting up towards the ceiling. Feel the spine lengthen. Now, keeping this shape with your back and your head, just release your fingers. Let your arms rest down. Avoid the urge to activate the arms. Just let the elbows bend. Palms can be facing up as an intention of receiving, or palms can be facing down as an intention of grounding. Alternatively, you can place one hand on your belly and one hand at your heart center. Connecting with your breath, bringing the gaze inward, closing the eyes if you haven't already. Bring full awareness to your torso moving with your breath. As you inhale, feel your belly and your chest rise, pressing to your hands. And as you exhale, feel the torso soften. And again, inhale, exhale. Practice inhaling through the nostrils and exhale, releasing with the mouth open, taking a sigh of relief with each exhale breath. And as we continue to breathe in this way, as you inhale, you can take in your intention for your practice today. And as you exhale, you can let everything else go. Now count for 3 more rounds of your breath. Two more. One more full round of breath. Now relax your hands. Find your natural breath, the way that you breathe without force or control. Notice how it feels to be present with yourself. To simply sit in stillness. And gently start to flutter the eyes open. Coming back into your practice space. Let your hands float up off your legs. Press your hands forward. Now from here, open your arms out. Open your chest, send the hands back. Feel the shoulder blades coming together. And then bring your palms forward again. Open, separate the arms. Bring the hands back to the front. Continue to move in this way. Gentle stretch for the chest, for shoulder opening. And also notice that each time you bring the arms back, you're able to squeeze away tension from the space between the shoulder blades. Just a couple more. Let's meet with the hands facing forward. Inhale, bring the arms up. As you exhale, take one arm back, opposite arm forward. And then inhale, rise back to center. Exhale, take arms opposite direction. Continue to move with the breath. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, reaching arms opposite direction. Now, as you practice doing this, focus on trying to keep your torso centered as much as possible. Just one more on each side. Finishing up. And back to center. Exhale, let the hands come down. Take an inhale breath through the nose. And as you exhale, lower your chin towards your chest. Feel a stretch at the back of the neck, top of the shoulders, maybe even in the upper back. As you inhale, bring one ear above the same side shoulder. And as you exhale, take it to the other side. Making half circles, inhaling in one direction, exhale, opposite direction. Start to even out the sides. Bring your chin to center. On your next inhale breath, lift your head, gaze forward. Take your hands to your thighs. Make sure you're in a comfortable seated position. I'm sitting on a blanket. That's pretty comfortable for me. You might not need that. You might need something else. So if at any point there's a prop that you know will assist you, please feel free to pause the video and get whatever you need to support yourself in the practice. If you're ready to move on, palms are going to be down on the thighs. Take one rib side of your body over to the same side knee. As you inhale, bring your chest forward. Exhale, opposite direction. And as you come back, bring your belly button towards your spine. Inhale, send the heart forward. Exhale, back. Taking circles with our torso. This is called Anahata Kriya. Anahata is the heart energy center. Notice as you're taking these circles, you might feel a stretch in the side body, maybe going into the side of the back or the hip. So anywhere that feels tight or sticky, you can pause there, breathe into it longer, get a deeper stretch. And when you're ready, change the direction. Start to lead in opposite direction. And just simply notice everything that's happening in your body as you move in this way. Maybe there's somewhere you need to pause on this side to get a deeper stretch. Keeping all of your attention on your body and what your body is telling you in this moment. Notice the pacing. You might have gentle, small circles. You might have faster, more energetic circles. This is all okay. Just follow along with whatever your body needs. Let the circles become smaller. Find your way to center. From center, if you are sitting on a prop, go ahead and remove it now so that you're on your seat. From your seat, with one leg in front of the other, bring your fingertips forward. Keep your seat connected. Walk your hands forward. Don't let the hips come up. Lower down for 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, rise up back to a straight spine. Now take your arms up. As you exhale, open your arms just like we did before, but now coming into a spinal twist. So one hand should be at the opposite thigh and the other arm behind the same side hip. Inhale, reach the crown of your head up, and as you exhale, look past your shoulder. Hold here for a couple more rounds of breath, getting a nice spinal twist. Inhale, both arms come up to center. Exhale, let's take that in the opposite direction. Inhale, lift the crown of the head up. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Enjoy 2 more rounds of breath here. And on your next inhale breath, fingers reach up. Exhale, let's take 1 more on each side. Setting up, coming in deeper, and enjoying breath. Bringing all of your awareness back to your breath work. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, opposite direction. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, take the hands down. Now look at the positioning of your legs. The leg that's in front now comes behind. Coming back into our seated forward fold, gently opening the opposite hip. Now opposite leg is in front, bringing your fingertips in front. As we walk the hands forward and lower down, we come back to flexion for our spine. Just taking a few rounds of breath here. Inhale, rise up. Find a straight spine, take an exhale breath. Inhale, reach the arms up. Now as you exhale, bring one hand down. Look to make sure that the hand is in line with the hip. So you don't want the hand way behind you and you don't want it forward. Place that hand just in line with the hip. If you're feeling quite open in the side body, you can bring the hand further away from the hip because you might come onto your forearm. Setting it up, inhale, reach the fingers up to the sky, and as you exhale, fold over towards your grounded hand. Now make sure your bicep is positioned above your top ear. If you're gazing up and this bothers your neck, rotate your face to look down to your grounded hand. Check and see if you can come onto the forearm. Keep both hips down. Feel a stretch from your hip to your arm. Inhale, reach all 10 fingers up. Exhale, now opposite hand comes down to the mat. Look down, check and make sure that hand is in line with the hip. Set it up. Now, next inhale, reach the top fingers up. Exhale, fold over to your grounded hand. Maybe you come onto your forearm. Reach, reach, reach. Both hips stay down. Bicep positioned above the ear. Remember your option to rotate your head if you need to find more comfort in your neck. Inhale, reach up. Exhale one more time in each direction. Inhale, come up. opposite side. Allow yourself this time to notice how good it feels to stretch the side body. Part of the human body that we stretch the least. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands come down. We'll transition now from a seated position to kneeling. For those of you that have discomfort with your knees, I recommend that you get a blanket or maybe even a pillow or a knee pad for those of you that have it, so that it's positioned there for your knees to offer you a little more comfort. So I'll demonstrate that with my blanket. I'm just gonna open it up, position it on the mat, and transitioning to tabletop position, you wanna make sure that your knees are on the blanket or whatever cushy prop you got for yourself. So in tabletop position, you're gonna set up, wrist under shoulders, fingers spread wide, knees under hips. Look between the knees, make sure you can't see your feet. Find your alignment. As you inhale, let your belly soften towards the mat. And as you exhale, lift your back as if your back is trying to tap the ceiling. Keep the arms straight as you move between extension and flexion of the spine. Notice that each time you lower your belly, your tailbone lifts. And each time you lift your back, your tailbone lowers. Now, as you move through the inhales and the exhales, you don't need to worry about also moving your head. Just let your head naturally go where it wants to. Now come back to a neutral tabletop position. Send your right toes back so your right leg is straight and you're on your toes. The heel is lifted. From here, press the right heel back and then let it go. Press, soften, press, soften. Take a couple more. Notice how this feels in your calf muscle. Now lower that right knee down. Extend the left leg, come onto the left toes. Press the heel back. Bring it forward. Feeling into this side. Noticing if this calf muscle feels the same as the right side or maybe it's different. Just getting a nice stretch here, especially if you've been doing a lot of walking. And then the left knee comes down. From tabletop position, getting some fluidity and mobility in the hips. As you inhale, lift your right knee up and out to the right. Exhale, lower the knee without touching the mat. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, lower. One more time, fullest expression. Inhale, lift as high as you can. Exhale, lower, press the heel back. Take 3 big circles in one direction. And then take 3 hip circles opposite direction. Right knee comes down. Take a breath here. As you exhale, open your mouth, release. Opposite side. Inhale, lift the knee up and out. Exhale, lower the knee without touching the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more on this side, fullest expression. And as the knee comes towards the mat, press the heel back. Take 3 big circles with your knee. Feel it in the hip. And after the 3rd circle, take 3 opposite direction. Knee comes down. Setting up for child's pose. If your knees are on the blanket, keep them there. If you want to continue focusing on the hips, you'll open the knees the width of the mat, big toes together, hips down to the heels, arms extended in front, forehead meets the mat. If you rather focus on a release for your low back, you'll bring the knees together, feet together, and as you lower down in child's pose, arms are by your sides, forehead to the mat, or if the forehead doesn't reach the mat, you can position a block to support your head. In this variation with the legs together, arms by your side, allow the low back to release. Stay in whichever option you chose for several rounds of breath. If you come into the posture and you decide that there are some props that could support you, please, as always, pause the video, get what you need, and come right back to it. If you're comfortable with the props that you currently have, bring your attention back to your breath, back to the lengthening of the breath, just like we practiced at the start of this class. This time, in the kneeling child's pose position, as you inhale, feel your belly pressing to your thighs, and as you exhale, feel your belly soften. Stay in your version of child's pose. As a different variation, you can rock your forehead from side to side. Offering yourself a nice little massage for your head, your thinking space. Take just 2 more rounds of breath. On your next inhale, let the head rise up. Find a straight spine. Give yourself a moment here. And then bring the legs out to one side, coming onto your seat. Removing the blanket if you don't need it. Come into a reclined position. Connecting your back, your shoulders, and your head to the mat. Open your feet the width of the mat. Let your knees come in towards each other. Maybe you bring your hands to your belly, noticing your breath. If the hands are on the belly, feeling the belly pressing to the hands as you inhale. Softening as you exhale. And then releasing your hands from your belly. Bring your arms out to the sides. Trying to position your wrist in line with your shoulders. Lift your feet, lift your legs so your knees are above your hips. Your ankles are in line with your knees. Bring your knees together, take an inhale breath. Exhale, take both knees to the left, keep the right shoulder down. Inhale, lift the knees to center. Exhale, take the knees to the right. Keep the left shoulder down. Each time you inhale, lift the knees up. And each time you exhale, take the knees opposite direction. Take one more spinal twist on each side. Know that each time you take a twisting motion, you're detoxifying. Think about spinal twisting anytime you feel like there are some toxins in your body that you need to rid of. Just be careful not to do any twisting if you're pregnant. Now from here, the knees are centered. Bring the feet together. Soles of the feet meet. The knees are splayed out now. Take your hands to reach for your ankles. So we're in a reclined Baddha Konasana. If your hands don't reach your ankles, that's okay. You can set your feet down on the mat as a different variation. If it's available for you to grab your ankles, pull the heels towards your body. Send the knees away from each other. Feel a stretch at the inner thighs. Get external rotation for the hips. If that feels good in your body, you can keep that shape as you lower the feet down. If you've been having some low back issues, then I recommend bringing soles of the feet to the mat, back to the feet wide, knees together. That's going to send that natural lift at the low back down to the mat. You can also position your heels in line with your glutes. Or you can straighten your legs, sending your heels to the corners of the mat, creating space at the feet, and opening the arms away from the body so that there's space at the armpits, positioning yourself in the shape of a star. Preparing to come into relaxation. Knowing that when our bodies are in stillness, the temperature can lower. So if you have a blanket nearby, if it's your preference to work with a layer, you can open up that blanket and gently just let it rest on top of you. And this is just an option. You don't have to take it if you don't want. Enjoying a few minutes of Shavasana, our relaxation pose. Setting yourself up, tucking chin to chest. Closing your eyes. Noticing the next inhale going in through your nostrils. And as you exhale, open your mouth, take a sigh of relief. And again, inhale through your nostrils. And this time as you exhale, let your entire body be heavy. With each exhalation, allowing your body to sink down into the mat. If you notice that you're holding any tension, just let the feet rock from side to side. And soften the feet. No pointing or flexing, just relaxation. Focus on the breath. And practice sending the thoughts away just as easily as they arrive. Let each thought go, knowing that if it's something important, it'll come back later. But for now, we just relax. Wherever your attention wandered off to, simply find your way back to your breath. Continue to give yourself permission to just be. And when you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes, allowing your physical body to come back into movement. You can rotate your ankles and your wrists. You can lift your legs and hug the knees into your chest. Maybe rocking from side to side. And eventually rolling over to whichever side you'd like, coming into the fetal pose. Using this posture as a transition to find your way back onto your seat. Just like we started. As you come onto your seat and find comfort in this shape, take your right hand to your belly, left hand to your heart. Close your eyes. Bring your attention inward to yourself, your energy. Take a moment of gratitude for carving out this time for your practice. Knowing that serving yourself is so important. In this way, we're better able to serve others when we've made time for our own practice. Thank you so much for joining me today. See you next time. Namaste.